Yeah, so the Dow Jones, the view would be below 17.6. It's going to probably go to 17.2. All right. Okay. Then let's look at. I don't think we have now. Nasdaq is that. All right. So you can see how the volumes are so inaccurate. Balki, can you just self-mute when you're not using the mic?
Oh, sure.
Otherwise, there's a lot of traffic noise. Thanks. So this is. Oh, Nasdaq made a life high. Huh? Okay. So more or less same picture from on the Nasdaq, and I think on this one, well, let's see what you have to say about this. Very unusual, but sort of head and shoulder, very wide left shoulder. Actually, sort of a rounding top, which didn't pan out. Then a head, right shoulder, and if let's say this level of 4850 gets taken off, then we are looking at least 150 points, and then most probably market coming here somewhere at around 4600, which will be more than the measuring implication. So we've got a rounding top come head and shoulder type pattern on Nasdaq. Okay, if the volumes are accurate, I don't know how accurate they are, but I think very clearly what we can see is that oh, how is crazy software, some bugs and all. Okay, between this zone here you can see the volumes not going up much on the up move, and then again here as the prices went up, volumes are more or less flat or even a little low, and then on this down move, this if this is significant then maybe something, and then now the red candles here maybe a little bit. So the point is that up move was not happening with volumes at all. That's something that is very clear, and the down move is happening on normal volumes. So overall still bearish, and yeah, so that's on the Nasdaq. So the two main indices from the US coming to DAX Germany. Okay, so that's been going up after it broke through 10,000. Big move, right? 10 to 12,000 just in Jan, Feb, March. 20% on the German index. That's huge, and that is at a life high. Volumes are unreliable, but what is definitely interesting is this might be, I'm just sort of forming a inverted head and shoulder, a small one, left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, which is, as we all know, more a consolidation type pattern than what do you say, reversal pattern. And this is I mean, who is saying Europe is weak now? I don't know. So I don't know whether this is an account of that bond buying that ECB is doing and all, or it is something else. But whatever it is, clearly Germany is looking very strong, I would say, and showing all, in my opinion, strength only. There is no sign of any weakness in the DAX. Then I think FTSE. Okay. Interesting. So this is the 2008 peak of the FTSE, and essentially it hasn't gone up much more than that. Germany has done extremely well, went up, sort of started consolidating their uh, rectangle clearly for almost 2 years, and then seems to have, you know, gone to, seems to have done a breakout, though again I don't know, the volume issue, but let's see if this can hold. This will be a very sharp trend line to be able to manage to keep moving up on. But clearly a new life high has been made on the FTSE, and but you do have an evening star there. I'm sure if we zoom in we'll see that. Right, so there you can see the evening star, and came back to a sort of support zone, and the question is whether it will bounce back from that. On the weekly chart, okay, too many reds, but okay. So on the weekly chart, it's still an uptrend. The dark cloud cover sort of weekly candle there, small follow through. Issue will be if it breaks below 6,700. Otherwise, FTSE on the balance, I would say neutral to bias on the long side. Okay. Just wondering what else. Nikkei. See, all data errors. Okay, a massive data error. Just messing up the chart totally. So this is the Nikkei. This is sort of, I think, when did we start talking about it? Sometime late last year, middle of last year or something, you know, about that Abenomics and the, you know, printing of money there essentially. And from 14,000 it's gone to 19,000, and so unfortunately because of the data error it's not going to rescale, but slightly rounding pattern there, but okay, let's leave it at that. I don't think there's much more we can read into it. Okay. Oh, okay. So as you can see, it seems to have been going sideways, okay, and has done a sort of rounding top on that. So I think across the world, what we have are markets sort of rounding top formation or head and shoulder top formation, one of the two, and that's what we have to watch out for. So some weakness overall across the markets. I'm just trying to see if there's what else does it cover. Okay, the S&P is 500. So that gives us a broader idea of the American market because there are 500 stocks in it. And so if we look at that weekly chart, and again the same big red candle that we saw in the Nasdaq and Dow Jones, and probably a pretty strong resistance at around the 2100, 2120, 2150 levels, and a very strong support at 2000. You can see how there's a top and several bottoms here. So this one, I wouldn't say showing too much weakness at this point. The broader market, definitely not in the same level as what we saw in the other indices. But here you can see, your rounding. This is like your Nasdaq head and shoulder top, except that here the left shoulder seems to be much wider and bigger. So this could be left shoulder, right shoulder, small, head and small right shoulder, and possibly the beginning of a downside. But notice that that happened here also, December, Jan, Feb. So you got this big, massive top, right one, took support at 2000 3-4 times and then zoomed up. So in a very similar pattern being repeated here. Question is whether this will take support or it is going to, this time going to break down. So overall, I would say mixed bag. Several global indices at some, I mean, Europe showing strength clearly, especially the DAX and FTSE perhaps, but in US showing weakness perhaps, but unless certain levels break, then until that happens, I think it's a iffy situation. So at the very least, I would certainly say that there are no global positive triggers, and there is potential for negative triggers to happen in the week ahead. And whatever the job report or something on Monday, if the US opens lower and these levels get taken out, then we probably, definitely going down rather than going up. So those would be my views. Anyone has anything to add? Okay, so Balki, then why don't you start off on the uh, analysis for India? You want to do that?
Okay.
Okay. So I'll make you presenter.
On Nifty, we are still, we still don't have a higher high, but we broke a very short-term trend line to support at 8,300. But to me looks this level is a very 8,600, where we have 100-day moving average is an important level, and I think if we break 8,600 decisively, we can go to 8,800 or 9,000. But this volume is not very clear. But if you look at the daily volume, they are not great. If you look at individual stocks.
Okay.
So my take based on the fundamentals and technical and the news is that I think till Tuesday, Monday we may be either flat or down based on the US data. If the US data is good, we may be little up also. But based on the RBI policy on Tuesday, we will have further moves. If RBI policy, I don't know whether the RBI policy, positive RBI policy is already factored into the price. But if there is a rate cut, I think we may go up further. But whether we will go beyond 9,000 is a question. Okay, if there is no rate cut, I think we will go down. The consensus is that there will be no rate cut on Tuesday, but there may be rate cut later in the year, maybe June or later.
Okay. How does this look on the weekly chart?
Weekly volumes are very low because we have only 3 days, so volumes are anyway very low. Yeah, last week was definitely a big red candle, so we have a tentative green candle. Not, I don't know whether we can read much additional from the weekly data.
Okay, just put your indicators.
This is RSI.
Yeah, so you can see that MACD is like trending down.
Yes.
Even though it's strong, it's trending down quite strongly from June, July last year. And if you actually put it, you have a negative divergence on that. No?
Yeah, if this has all along gone up, this has all along come down. You see, both RSI and
MACD.
MACD have come down.
And you're stochastic also.
Yeah, even from here to here we have come down, here to here also we have come down. So
It's a multi-month divergence, almost 5-6 months. So that's something to really keep in mind, because every bounce, or like if market starts to go up, there's going to be certainly a set of people who are going to feel very happy about it and talk about the India growth story, blah blah blah, and say everything is fine. But the longer term, when I say longer term, the multi-month picture is technically not looking healthy at all, and it actually might be rises at this level might be good to short rather than get into, go long. Yeah, but these are trends that could take weeks, as you've seen, to play out rather. So these are not like 1 day, 2 day views. This is like multi-week, maybe even multi-month views that we are talking about. Yeah.
yeah, since we are not expecting people, they are expecting definitely many sectors the quarterly results will not be good. So that way, I don't see major triggers to go to new life highs.
Right.
Because it may go to 9,000, but may not go beyond that is my call.
Okay.
And if you look at the option, option chain is showing some, the calls are being closed 8600, 8700. So people are expecting some up move. But overall, if you look at the OI concentration, 83, 84 is highest here, and the next is highest is at 9,000 only. So I think we are looking at a sort of range between 82 to 86 or 82 to 9,000.
Okay.
Anyway, that's a very big range.
Yeah. Okay.
Any other comments on Nifty?
That's it from me.
So we have that bad spread, which is I think currently losing little of money. So since we are looking at till the end of the month, so I think my view is I will anyway hold even if it goes beyond 8600.
Was that day spread making money before the bounce last 2 days?
Yeah. It was making money on last Friday. I was telling you, right?
Yeah.
It was making money, I think around some 3,000 per lot or something like that. It was making half of what it would have made maximum.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, some 2,800 or something it was making.
Yeah.
And what is now situation?
Now I think it's probably negative.
Okay.
I think I bought it around total price of around 60 to 65, whereas now it is 82 is 22 and 85 is 70, so around 50. So from 65 to it has come to 50.
So if you squared off, you'll be losing 10.
Yeah, 10 or 15.
Okay. Right. So
Any comments on them?
yeah, I don't know if anybody noticed. I mean, how, because of the way the whole strategy is designed, that you're not going to lose money if the market goes up beyond a certain point, but if it goes down, it will make money. I mean, the asymmetry is what I want us to get a sense of. So when it went in the direction that we expected, we made 3,000 or 2,800 rupees, but when it bounced back, you lost profit, right? That's fine. You lost profit, but it's not like you ended up in a loss. if you take it from your original position, we know that the cost is 60 rupees, and it cannot be more than that, no matter what happens to the market. So just to get a sense, so that's one of the reasons why I was not expecting this bounce, but the reason I asked everyone who took that to track that position every day, both the legs, and see your profit and loss and how the market moves and how the different two legs, the two legs would behave differently. That's one of the reasons. I mean, I want you to get a sense of that behavior of the entire position and the individual legs, and how when you combine it together, it gives you a different picture. So with this bounce, just to notice that while our original cost was 60, now it's 50. We haven't gone into a loss because the market bounced up. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, let me go to the other indices.
As a matter of fact, if the view is still bearish, then maybe a chance to put up one more leg at a lower cost.
Okay.
Because that was 60 rupees, now it's 50 rupees, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you can do 80, I don't know, if you do 8600 and 8400 or 8600 and 8200. 100 and
yeah, you could do that. I mean, that depends if the view downside has changed. Because at that time the view downside was 8250. I mean, 8200 came quickly, almost faster than we expected. So if you want to have a different spread this time, then yeah, you could do that. So around, on the charts right now, looks like 8750, 8800 is very strong resistance, right? And the downside, if 83 breaks, then I think 81 becomes quite possible.
yes.
Yeah. So you could do something like,
Yeah,
if you will look.
if you look at 80, now if you look at only 86 and 84, 150. So 50 rupees your cost and 150 is your profit.
Yeah. You could do that. At least I think this is something to keep in mind for Tuesday, for the RBI policy day.
Okay. Let me move on to other indices. Let's first take bank. Bank Nifty is interesting because if you consider this as a head and shoulder, then we are actually testing the neckline.
Yeah.
If you take closing price,
It's actually more like a double top, but still.
if you are taking only a closing price, this is left, then double right shoulder. We are actually exactly touching the neckline.
Interesting.
Again, I think if RBI policy is not good, then we may come down. If the policy is good, then yes, we can go to this 19,000 to 19,500 is definitely a very strong resistance area. Beyond 19,500 may be difficult. Because here we have all along, here we have gone twice and come down same day.
Yep.
And if you really take this as head and shoulder, then your measuring implication is almost 18,400 to 20,500, so 2,000. So 16,400 is where you can come.
Yep. Put weekly. Yeah, it's clearer here. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Because the bank results are also not expected to be good this month. I think this quarter. So they have both these.
There was another article in the papers about stressed assets and how banks are probably not going to, be able to show good profits quickly because one, stressed assets are there. Two, the macroeconomic situation has really not improved as great to improve the financial situation for most of these companies. So things have improved, but not to the extent that we can be very optimistic. So yeah, banks could take more time to show some strength.
Okay. Coming to auto. Auto, the last quarter was, I think, sort of mixed. Not last quarter, last year and last month data.
Okay.
And so that's why we had a sort of a good up move. To me, it looks like it is showing little more strength than what we saw in Bank Nifty. Of course, how much more we can, 19,000 to 19,500 to 20,000 we can go, maximum 20,500. But most of the auto stocks, the results will be in the second half of April or in May.
Second, okay.
Anyway, many of those dates are still not announced. Any other comments?
No.
Let's keep consumer durables, capital goods. Okay, I found capital goods did not, of course on Monday it had a gap up and moved up, but after that, even yesterday, on Wednesday when all the other sectors went up, this did not go up much. So I am thinking that this one may be having more weaker than the auto sector.
Okay, so maybe good one to short.
Yeah, and it's sort of this trend line what I put here, which is from almost from last September, not even last September, it was on 13th September. It is.
Yeah.
It is actually testing that trend line.
All right.
Of course, there was a head and shoulder here. It broke. It again tested and went above that head and shoulder. So we have to see. And this measuring implication was not met.
Right. Which measuring implication?
This head and shoulder. This is head and shoulder.
Oh, that okay, small one.
Right,
But that way it's close to the neckline, no? It just broke that neckline up a little bit.
Yeah, it broke. Yeah, it broke up, went up. Not just tested. That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay.
FMCG was one of the things which we said is quite weak. It is still the same.
You can see the bounce also is weak.
Yes. Healthcare was what we said, it's weak and, it has negative division, it will fall, but it really made sharp. Wednesday, big green candle. I think all this Ranbaxy and Sunfarm all went up some 3-4%.
Was there any new defensive buying?
I think it's defensive buying. What I heard people saying is that IT is no more a defensive buying, so only healthcare is the only defensive place.
Okay, that's interesting. And why that shift?
And I think now that even that Ranbaxy, Sunfarm, everything is cleared. And I saw that in terms of why the Ranbaxy futures has come down sharply. So maybe people are closing the futures of Ranbaxy and buying the futures of Sun Pharma.
Okay.
But anyway, still the negative divergence is there. If you see, we have a from here to here high, from one more high. But if you really see the, we are still, this is still lower level from this level. So.
All right.
Metal, then again no big recovery. We said metal may be having some strength, so wait and watch, but it also did not make a major recovery. Mid cap, lot of decent recovery. Oil and gas, THT, PSU, Realty. Okay, Realty had a good recovery even though DLF was removed from the index.
It's gone to junior, no?
It has not gone to junior.
Is it removed, is it? Okay.
I think it is removed. I was trying to look at that today. See, it has not gone to junior. Actually, even Jindal Steel has not gone to junior. It is completely removed.
No, okay.
I think stock. Okay, well, one interesting thing I read is that one of the reasons why market went up on this week, especially on Wednesday, is because people wanted to show good returns on their mutual fund, whatever that mutual fund funds, DIIs, local financial institutions.
Yeah.
And they bought. I think they bought a lot of small caps in the last few days, and they pushed the price up so that their NAV is good. Actually, they get their commission based on what is the NAV on March 31st.
Yes, this is a regular annual drama that happens.
So if that is the case, then we may fall on Monday.
Yeah, absolutely.
We can see that this one is, this one had very good recovery, 10,500 to 11,600 point recovery, so almost 6% recovery.
Yeah.
5 to 6% in 3 days. Sensex recovered.
Again, good point. I mean, how relatively easier it is to move the prices of the small cap, right? But to move the price of a large cap will be far more difficult. Yeah.
So they would have invested a lot of money in small caps, and then on Monday, and it moved up by 5% in 3 days. So that definitely improved their NAV.
Yeah. Whatever to a little extent. Not that I don't think many mutual funds are invested in small caps much, but whatever marginal difference it makes, maybe, I don't know, they do that.
Power also had a bounce, but nothing great.
Not strong.
Okay, IT is what I want to discuss. IT has actually come to a trend line from.
Very interesting. No bounce at all.
Yeah, so this is a trend line from 2013 May. Okay, it has come to the trend line. It is at the previous life high. Okay. Now, question is it a good place to buy or a good place to sell?
Okay, let's have the opinions.
And today's, I think the last few days, the news, I think even there was a announcement by HCL or somebody saying that their, because of the cross currency, their quarterly revenue will be much, whatever, some few basis points lesser.
Okay.
And that's why, its market has come down. You can see here, on Wednesday we had a big fall, gap down, but of course there is a buying at the lower level. And today also there is an article saying that we can expect much lower. It says Top IT firms likely to be log worst Q4 in years.
In years?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what it says. Economic Times for strange news.
That's definitely not good news.
And also this is a sort of rounding top, right? And we are
Yeah.
sort of at the exact neckline.
Yeah. I think on Monday it breaks below what, 11.4 or 11, what's that level there? 11.8.
It is now 11,950.
No, the lows.
But
The lows, 11.8.
yeah, this is 11,860.
I think
Yeah.
if that breaks, then we should just go short on IT.
Yeah, sort of a tweezer bottom, but if it goes below this, or no, best case 11,800, then good place to go short.
Yeah.
Junior, similar. Energy broke down and recovered. Okay, infra is showing similar to the capital good. Okay, so that covers almost PSU Bank. Yeah, this was the other one which they really went up because of the recovery in the PSU banks. They were expecting a rate cut.
Okay.
If PSU banks recover, they can go 3,500 to 3,700. Another 200 points almost.
Yeah, but it's very unlikely that, I mean, the entire banking pack will have to do well because of that.
Okay. Any other comments on the sectors?
No? So overall, what's your assessment?
My assessment is, there may be if the RBI policy is good, then we may have a small up move, but we will definitely not break 8,800 or 9,000.
Okay. So what do you want to do now? If that's your view.
I don't plan to do anything on Monday.
Okay.
On Tuesday, based on what happens, then I may look at buying some puts. We had talked about some in the money puts to be bought, right? Like HCL Tech and HDFC Bank, and
Yeah.
so I think these were some of the ones which we had said. HCL Tech was one, HDFC Bank was one. I don't remember the other ones. We tried to talk about Sun Pharma also, but maybe Sun Pharma before SBI. So these puts we will look at buying the in the money puts.
Okay.
Anybody has any other comments?
No? I mean, that's it. So basically, the view of last time is the same, and the bounces, what we were seeing, I think just added to the downside view because the bounces are so weak, and especially sectors like IT, which look such a weak move. I think just adding to the evidence that at least upside is limited. Even if one doesn't want to look at the downside, the upside is definitely limited.
Okay, let's look at maybe Musa. Let's look at few stocks what we mentioned last time rather than going through all the stocks.
Sure.
Okay, so I'll take first Asian Paints. Madhu wants to look at specific stocks. Madhu, are you there? But in most of these cases, I think the stop loss was hit. What we said last week, short and stop loss, they were hit. Most of those short cases.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm there, sir. I'm there.
Okay.
Yeah, if you had shorted on Monday, then you would have lost money with the stop loss.
All right.
In many of the short cases last week.
Okay.
So Asian Paint, yes, if it goes up till 830 or something, it's going to be a good stop loss, good shot with 850 as a stop loss.
Definitely.
Triple top there.
Mm.
So not going to be easy to get. And you can see last 3 days the volume has been quite low.
Yeah. Consolidating.
Okay, then next is let's look at Axis Bank. So that is Axis Bank volume has been slightly better Monday, Tuesday, but Wednesday anyway volume was low. Again on a trend line, and 550 is an important level. So since overall market view is not not very positive, so I would not suggest going long.
Okay.
I think spot longs we should look at only after
Results.
after the results.
Agreed.
I don't know whether we can take any long immediately after a specific result. We wait till the end of the month and then decide what sectors you want to go on for the medium term.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, can you check that Adani Power, sir?
Sure. And I cover all along last few days low volumes. Okay, so it has taken support at that 46, 47 level. Again, the last few days move has been on low volume. You can see last 3 days is okay. This Tuesday volume was good, but there is sort of selling. I don't know whether I don't see too much of an upside on this immediately.
Yeah.
This is sort of a head and shoulder top, even though we don't have too much of an up move here. But if this is indeed, then we have a 46 to 60, almost 14 points of fall possible. Any comments, Musa?
Put weekly. Yeah. So the reason I asked for weekly is for me, if you don't see, I mean, head and shoulder is fine, but a decent run up before the head and shoulder formation, then where is the question of because that's something that we tend to forget a lot, which is you must have a decent advance for a valid head and shoulder to be there.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
So I would say I wouldn't look at, I don't think there's a head and shoulder there. There's definitely a lot of, it's at a support level, and the bounce on last week has not been that great. Okay. And, okay, this is interesting. I was just looking at the MACD. There's a weekly MACD which has managed to actually go into the positive zone, come back, and it's just at the zero level. And if it can stay there, then yeah, hopefully there's some strength. And also coming to the volume at the bottom, you can see that the last 3 wet candles, the volume was low. So the fall has happened overall on low volumes, and if you look at the Jan-Feb part, the rise has happened on higher volumes.
Yeah.
So at some point, I think let's go back to daily now. The fall is going to settle down, and if you look at both your stochastic and your RSI and all, they are beginning to show some amount of strength. MACD is still not. So I would read this as potential strength that's building in. Might be a little premature to buy now given the overall market conditions, but I think there is some There's good support. You have a hammer middle of last week. I think that's the
Yes.
expiry day, or I'm not right or wrong. And yeah, it's just definitely not a compelling buy or sell right now. It will be like wait and watch.
Yeah, no, any up move for this month, I don't think it will go above
Yeah,
50
I mean up move,
till this result.
agreed. Well, I think limited up move, but that's more probably because of overall market conditions. I don't know if about fundamentals of the company specifically. I have no clue, but technically I agree. For the short term, this month wouldn't expect it to be above 50. Where is it now? 46, sir? Yeah,
47.75. Yeah.
40. Okay.
So the other option is, you you buy here, and then, if it goes down, you buy more.
Yeah.
Because it can go below this level, you can go up to 40 to 42, which is another 10%, 10 to 15% from where it is now. But if the overall market corrects, X%, this may correct more than X%, X into 1.5 or something, because it's more volatile than the large caps.
Agreed. Madhu, what was the closing price for that trade you had? It got out at what price?
It was, yeah, I bought it at 56.90 and I sold, I mean, it got out at 46, 40 or 35 something.
And the price now is?
46 only.
Okay.
It's about 46.
Okay. Now I was just thinking from a rollover perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rollover perspective, still time I have. I think I can wait some more time.
Yeah, I mean technically yes. I mean no, strictly rollover should have been done that time itself.
Yeah, correct. Since it is consolidating.
Yeah, so you can just wait and let the market settle and then get in again.
Yeah, that's what even I'm thinking.
Yeah, that will be the way to go.
So from the long-term chart, see very clearly 40 is a very strong support.
No doubt. Yeah.
Okay. 40 and then 32.
See, this is the dilemma you'll always have. I mean, it's never ending. Where it is right now also is pretty decent support. Put it on weekly.
Yes.
Right? If you look at it, I mean, the thing is, if it breaks this, then going to 40 is going to be quite easy. Yeah, and if that breaks, then going to something like 32, 33 will also be quite easy. So these dilemmas will always be there. Should we buy now? Should we wait for lower? For all you know, it may not, break down below this, and then it goes up. So there is never the 100% answer is never there.
Definitely a good buy above 60.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Actually about 68 or something, 67, 68.
Yeah, no, even 67, 68, definitely then you can start buying when it goes above 60. So one price now goes to 40, buy more. If it goes to 32, buy still more. If it goes below 32, sell. Which is very unlikely that it will go below 32.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have fundamental data on that. Maybe I should look at fundamental data and see what it says. And you can see also, Musa, this is sort of a ascending, sort of symmetric triangle.
Huh? Where?
Here, this one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Agreed. You should move that bottom blue line, that one, better. Yeah. Correct. So it's like a support.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So if it breaks down, yes, it can, this has at least, even if I take from here to 65 to, this is the extreme, 65 to 32, which is 33 points, or even if I take up to this, 25 points measuring implication. But 47, 25 points is, lower than the low. So
Yeah.
life low.
Unlikely. Yeah, just do point and figure on this.
Yeah. We are at 5, so I'll do 0.5.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can have a vertical target.
What? Okay.
From 44 to 44.5, 38, so
48.
4 into 3, 12, 12 plus 44, 56, something like that on upper side.
Hmm.
And you have a big, lower target based on this big fall,
Hmm.
which is 60 to 50. So 60 minus 50, 30.
Hmm.
Almost 30 lower target, 46, 56 higher target as of now.
Hmm. But it's now in a buy mode.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So I'll close Adani Power.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we talked about Axis Bank. I think the other one we looked at was BHEL. And tried to point on BHEL to me it looks like a good shot because it didn't, we had, I think we had given a shot on this last week also.
Mm-hmm.
But you see on Monday also, Wednesday also it didn't go.
Hmm.
So 230 put, this can definitely go to 220 to 210, even up to 200.
Okay. Yeah.
Really showing surprising that on Monday it didn't recover.
Hmm.
Sorry, on Wednesday it didn't recover. And fall has been on not so bad volumes. Monday was good volume,
Average volumes.
and average volume. So that way, this looks to be a good shot. $230 put is 10,000, 9,000 to 10,000 rupees.
Hmm. Gone up, no? 50 paisa.
Yes. Yeah. So if you don't want to spend that much money, you can look at 2,200 put in this.
Put OI went down also.
Yes. And you can see here 240 has gone up 20%.
Oh, massive. Hmm. Yeah. The OI thing also confirming.
Yeah. So BHL is definitely a good shot. Let's, you were not seeing Bank of Baroda because your chart was not updated. So I have Bank of Baroda here, which is actually showing positive divergence on on both RSI and MACD.
Hmm. Interesting.
LTV.
Hmm. Yeah.
So if you look at weekly you don't have that positive divergence.
Hmm. So short-term strength, long-term weakness.
Yes. Short term is what? This is like 2 months.
Hmm.
This is what it recovered on Wednesday, but the volume was low. So we don't expect big up moves from here. Again, at a very important resistance level, where it is now 168 is 170 is the resistance, resistance level, support level. So it is going to be tough for it to break that. Okay. Want to see the other calls which we had. DHL will look at. BTCL made a life high on Tuesday.
Interesting.
And Musa, this is what when you consider this as a ascending triangle,
Yeah.
this much,
Definitely.
and we have a clear uptrend, ascending triangle broke up, with the measuring implication of at least 630 to 770, 150 points. So 770 plus 150 is 930 points. So we are still 120 points away.
What about the volumes on the breakout?
Weekly volume on the breakout is not good. This week only 3 days. But if you take daily on the breakout volume was good.
Yeah.
Very good actually. So is it, with this overall market, is it good to go long on this? Will this still go up?
That's always a tough question.
If it falls, it may fall to this level. It may be. I don't think it will fall below 770. It's previous likewise. Is what I'm thinking.
I would say, again, I think from a long-term multi-month, multi-quarter perspective, all these oil and marketing companies are a good buy. I would not look at shorting them, that's for sure. Question about whether it will go up now in the overall market condition, easier answer is to say it's likely to fall less. Should you go long on this? It's always a tricky question. I mean, yeah, you could go long on it but not aggressive, but have some money and see. I mean, if you really want to. I mean, if you're going on futures, then definitely not more than 1 or 2 lots at whatever risk. It would be like I would put more less than half, maybe just 1/3 or 1/4 of my normal trade value on this position at this point, only because markets are in the condition that they are. Having said that, remember one thing: if and when the markets do recover, as in even forget about recovering, they just find a good support. This is definitely one of those that could really jump up a lot. Yeah. So you have to be clear about perspective. I mean, sorry, your time horizon for which you're investing. If this is for the next 6 months, I'd say even now buy. If it's for the next 1 month, then I would say, well, maybe not such a good idea.
Yeah, we're going for 6 months. You buy and as it comes down, because definitely not expect to go below 700. Then as it comes down, you might buy more. Okay, so that was BPCL. I think the other major one was we had said Grasim long, or look for longs when market recovers.
It's coming back and testing the trend line actually.
Can be a good shot here with 3750 as a stop loss.
Potentially, yes. Look at the volumes.
4. And Friday on Tuesday fell with a little more volume. So. MACD is sort of making crossover. Okay, the other one, HCL, yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's a 950 put would have done very well.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I feel Wednesday morning I should have taken that 950. 950 put has moved from 20 rupees to 36 rupees.
Wow. What's the lot size? 250, yeah?
250.
20, so 2.5. About $4,000? 3.5?
So even now, if you look at even if you buy 950 put, it's 8,000 rupees.
It could go back to the chart.
One is it has broken this 100-day moving average and it broken the support level. Friday, I think on Monday Wednesday they gave some guidance saying that their revenue is much lesser and all. So that's why it fell, and it can see it's selling at higher level.
I think 900 easily, and remember there's that window there.
Yes.
Which makes it 825. So well, I don't know about, we still got 3 weeks. Aram it could still come there.
Results are on 21st of April. So
Okay.
let me just stop for 1 minute here. I think this is the one.
Hmm.
Company confident achieving EBIT of 21 to 20%. Yeah, this is what I said. The revenue and EBIT for the quarter to be reported in US dollar would have adverse impact of 282 and 80 BPS respectively.
Okay. Hmm.
So if I think definitely if it breaks below the low of Wednesday, definitely we should buy a put
Okay.
and buy well with the good volume.
Yeah, and everything on the indicators is even more weak.
Yes.
Hmm.
Okay. Go to HDFC Bank. I think that's the one which you said. Good shot. HDFC Bank, the last 3 days all with not great volume, much below average volume. Again, I think this is sort of at this. This is another probably a good shot. One now.
Yeah. Looking
I think that if I shorted last week that we would have hit the stop loss, but now maybe good shot.
on the bounce, yeah. Are you on the 1,000 put? No, what was the recommendation? What was the view we had last time? HDFC what? Do what?
Buy 1,000 put.
Okay, that'll be cheaper now.
Yes.
Both on because of the bounce, second time value, no? And then these 3 days again time value would reduce. That'll be good. Yeah, 3 rupees saved. That's what? About 700 rupees, 750 saved? Approximately. About 700 rupees.
Yeah. 1,020. Yeah.
But this is only from yesterday to yesterday. We should have seen what was the price on that day.
This is only 1 day's fall.
Yeah, just see the chart that on the right. You can no. Just say that green button on the right, no?
1030, okay, 1,000. I never tried that.
That's what even I was like. Oh, intraday this is. Huh? Underlying, okay. What is this showing? Futures are. Contract is showing 1011. It's showing a futures price, sir. Useless.
I don't have any other, I can't change anything here.
Correct. It's really nonsense. Click some other one randomly. Hey, this is different. Contract is saying 1064. What is this?
No, it's showing the number of contracts of this strike price or
Whatever it is, it's not showing price, no. And how can it be in 0.5? How can contracts be in 68 or something? That should be some price.
Yeah.
Okay, close this. Click something from the call side.
Call, see, 1040 call, there is a closure.
You're not making sense.
Okay. I think next major one was ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank. ICICI Bank coming back to a trend line.
So that neckline also. Broke that.
Broke the neckline. Yeah.
So 330. Back.
Again, low volume. Idea is doing very well.
That's a life high.
IDFC. Yeah, yeah. What is idea is all my idea is come back to life high. Oh, that's interesting. No, it's a new life high. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm good. You can see the flag, except that it's buggered with that red candle between.
Yeah. But the volume has been not great compared to all these volumes.
No, why not? Look at that. I mean, the big early second part of March. That's the vertical move. And then so first part of March is the vertical move. Second part of March, second half of March is the flag. And then April it took off, except that you had that big red candle in between, probably some news or something. It would have really shocked everyone if you're a trader. And then now it's just going back. And again, it's going back on good volumes in my opinion, because you have to look at that first half March volume and this volume now, they are in line with each other, and then the consolidation volume is very low in the flag. So it's all good. Looks like it will go to, I don't know, 190 for sure, 200.
All calls are being closed.
Yeah.
195, okay, only 190 is closed. 200 has increased. So here also puts are being written. So I think 190, 200 people are expecting.
Yeah, but look at the IV, yeah, it's 33%. Pretty expensive. Isn't that IV?
That way, whatever we saw BHL, I think it was at 40 IV.
Okay. So this is like
the IV here is 40. IV here is 40. Here it is 30. See difference. 31, 34. Here it is 40, 40.
the
40.
tend to be generally
Expensive.
yeah, more expensive, but this is okay. Quite expensive IVs. Okay.
One. IDFC was showing now, we said do SIP, but yeah, again it's low volume up moves, but at least big moves from 166 to 173, almost 5% up. Okay, next major one we said is Musa Bank. Support. Okay, Infi is other one for similar to HCL Tech.
Yeah, breaking down.
And this time HCL Infi results are not in the beginning. Infi results are on 24th February. TCS is the first one this time.
I think Infosys is going under some radical transformation. There is a lot of Infosys actually announced a 6.5% to 9.5% pay hike. I don't know if you saw that news.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
but I was talking to Vidya the other day, and he was saying He has not seen anyone get more than 6.5% anywhere. So
This year,
yes, and who got 9.5%? Nobody knows. So
Okay.
looks like everybody has got that. And then if you look at some of the posts that are out there on the web, very interesting, saying that this is maybe Infosys's way of making sure that people leave on their own. You know, don't give a nice pay hike. Those ever who want to leave because the pay hike is low will leave, and they're calling, and somebody called it soft downsizing.
Okay.
So I don't know, maybe that's what it is about.
But 6% pay hike is not even matching your inflation.
That's what another post exactly said, the same thing. There's not even inflation. What the hell is going on?
I've been telling you, IT is no more very attractive.
Yeah.
Unless you are a top performer. I'm sure there are some good performers who would have got 10 to 15% increase.
Okay.
Whom they really want to retain.
Listen, Vidya didn't get it, and I'm telling you, Vidya is bloody good. Okay. So somebody like Vidya doesn't get 10-15%, and he gets, everybody gets 6.5%. Something is really going on.
No, but Musa, that the percentage may not be that high at experience levels. At 3, 4, let's say 2 to 5 years experience guy with very good performance, he may get 15%, 20%, but not a 10-15% experience guy. There the increases don't go to 15%.
How do you retain people then?
No, their expectation may be that the people at the higher level, they may not move, even if their hikes are not very good.
Okay.
See, the person at Vidya's level with the poor performance may be getting hardly any increase.
That's true. That's true. Okay, fine. Just zoom in, zoom out, zoom out. What is that big oval circle you have marked in pink?
Looking at this, whether it's a sort of a bowl.
Oh, let's put in weekly.
Can't be called a bowl, right? Sort of.
Interesting, because this is from June, July, August last year, no?
No, I think in the more clear on the daily, it is now. Yes, from here to here you have a. Yeah, it actually went above the previous level. If you really had a bowl, because it went above the previous high level. So I don't think it can be considered as bowl anymore.
But there is definitely some sort of consolidation.
Yes.
So I think interesting. I mean, okay, it'll be interesting to watch what happens, because this is over like almost a 1 year period. Short term it might go down, but I'm wondering whether longer term it is up. And with all the restructuring that all these SAP guys who are coming in trying to do, maybe that's what will happen.
No, this is LNT. This is not. You are looking at.
Oh, that's what you changed. That's what I was wondering. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this is increase.
Yeah, okay, fine, done. Short HCL Tech, short NP.
Even LNT, what we were seeing now, at least short term, it looks like it may not go up. 1750 may be a good.
Yeah.
It is good short level. But can be, for a long term, for a medium term, good buy, up to 1500 or even 1450 a good buy. I was thinking whether we can consider this as a head and shoulder, but I think based on what you are saying, I don't think we can.
No, I would not. I wouldn't.
Okay. Other major, let's look at SBI, Sun Pharma and TCS. SBI go above the 200-day moving average.
Volumes.
Sitting at volumes are, I think, not. Volume actually on Tuesday volume was good, but that day we have a sort of Doji candle. Yesterday went up on low volume. Monday also went up on low volume.
Okay.
And we had said buy 250 put.
Hmm.
The put is now only 1,250 rupees. 2,000 rupees.
Hmm. 250 put.
1.5 into 1250.
About 1,000, about 2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other I wanted to look for was TCS. One way TCS looks a good buy. It broke the trend line, took support at the trend line took support at 200-day moving average.
Hmm.
I think it's a contra buy with 2,500 as a stop loss.
Okay. I would say below 2,500, maybe 2460 or 70 or something.
Short.
No. Long only. Stop loss for that.
Oh, you are saying stop loss below 24. Okay.
Hmm.
But again, it has a lower top, lower bottom. Last 2 days red candles. Okay, I am done with looking at charts unless somebody wants specific charts. Madhu.
Sir, almost all of my this one have been finished. L&T also. Did we go through L&T by the way charts? No, I don't think so.
We did.
Yeah,
L&T.
L&T looks.
Yeah, good. That's all. But chart.
Yeah, looks short term it may not go up much, but long term still a good buy. That's what we said. 1750 may be a resistance. And
Okay,
yeah, I wanted to since they talk about Ashok Leyland always, I think Ashok Leyland's monthly figures and yearly figures were also good. And you can see that day we said 3 days good volumes, and it went to
75.
75 again, selling at 75 again here. I think it is probably going to be difficult. If it breaks 75, maybe good to go long again. I don't know. If it breaks 75, may not.
Yeah.
Any other comments, Musa?
No. Looking good actually. Might go up to 80 also.
Yeah. Now, question is whether it will break now or
That will not next week.
if there is a rate cut, this may go.
Hmm.
But I know you can see that 75 is very high void, so 4.7. So very good, difficult for it to break 75.
Yeah. But 75 OI has gone down.
Very little.
Yeah, marginally.
5%.
Yeah.
4%. Okay. Anything else?
No, that's it. Looking pretty good. So we definitely have some good opportunities. HCL Tech, Info, Infosys, short side, SBI maybe, I'm not sure. Worth tracking it at least on Monday onwards.
Okay, what about meeting on Tuesday, sir?
Yeah, so meeting at BIC?
Yeah, we have to meet on Tuesday. What time shall we start?
Whatever. You tell me.
9 o'clock?
What's on 9 o'clock?
Yeah, RBI policy at 11, so no point in meeting too early.
Yeah, 9 o'clock we'll meet. Okay.
So 9 o'clock, okay?
I think he's on the phone. Let's wait for him.
No, 9 is fine. I got muted by mistake. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Done. Okay. So that's
Okay.
it for today.
Bye. Yeah. No IMR, no?
No, IMR.
Yeah, Madheshwara sent a message saying I am a minute ago. Can you share what happened earlier on this session? So anyway, you can share the recording with me.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Thanks.
Should I close the meeting?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
I will
Bye.
do the meeting anyway. You have to stop the recording.
I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay then. Chalo. See you. Bye. Have a good weekend.
Bye.